Welcome to the Explainer. So, what if the end of the world wasn't actually the end? Today, we're diving into a source that presents this incredible vision of the future, one that actually blends spiritual prophecy with scientific ideas to map out a path, not just for destruction, but for the salvation of the soul itself.
Okay, let's jump right in. The prophecy lays out this really stark and, frankly, fast-moving timeline. It kicks off with civil unrest in 2025, which then quickly spirals into global conflict and major cataclysms, with everything building to a final, definitive end by 2029. And just to be super clear, we're not just talking about our planet here. The prediction describes the complete dissolution of the entire multiverse. It's a total reset caused by this cosmic force called Kal Agni, which translates to the fire of time.
So you have to ask, right? What could possibly cause a total multiversal collapse like that? Well, according to this account, the real drivers aren't human actions, not on their own anyway. The claim is that it's all being orchestrated by these powerful, non-physical forces from what it calls the subtle realm. You know, a dimension of energy and consciousness just outside our normal senses.
This vision points to this kind of coalition of unseen puppet masters. We're talking everything from earthly spirits to destructive ETs. And get this, they're supposedly able to influence world leaders, basically possessing them, and even manipulate the planet's elements to bring about all this destruction.
Their strategy, as it's laid out here, is this multi-pronged attack. It's a wild combination of possessing key human figures to kick off man-made disasters like nuclear war, while at the very same time messing with the fundamental forces of nature to create what just look like natural catastrophes.
But how? I mean, how exactly can unseen forces cause such massive physical destruction? This is where it gets really fascinating, because the account tries to bridge this gap between modern science and these ancient ideas about the 5 core elements.
Okay, so here's the central idea. What our science calls the strong nuclear force, that incredible energy holding an atom's nucleus together, is identified here as the power of the ether element, or Akash Tattva. So a nuclear explosion, from this point of view, isn't just a physical chain reaction. It's a violent spiritual conversion of this subtle etheric energy into the raw, destructive fire element, Agni Tattva.
And this idea of elemental transformation, it goes way beyond just fire. The text says, these subtle forces can agitate the very essence of the water element, the Jal Tattva, to cause massive tsunamis. They can even turn the air element, Vayu Tattva, into a weapon by pumping it full of powerful negative thought forms, basically turning weather into a tool for destruction.
So this is the crucial part. Kal Agni isn't just a bigger fire. It's described as a fundamental force of dissolution. It's a spiritual fire designed to literally erase the fabric of reality. We're talking time, space, the whole shebang, all to trigger a complete multiversal reset.
So when you're faced with this kind of total, prophesied annihilation, the vision is brutally clear. The physical body, the planet, even the universe as we know it, they can't be saved. The goal, then, has to shift completely.
Right, so if physical survival is completely off the table, the question becomes, how do you navigate the end of reality itself? The whole focus flips from saving the body to a very specific spiritual method for preserving the one thing that is eternal, your consciousness, your soul.
The text lays out this clear, 3-step spiritual process as the only path to safety. First, you have to attain Gyan, which is supreme knowledge of the soul and its link to the divine. Second, you use that knowledge to connect with the Almighty Authority, the ultimate formless divine source. And third, through that direct connection, you receive a protective shield of pure light.
Now, the strength of this protective shield, which is called an aura of Param light or supreme light, is actually quantified. It's set at 200 kala, a spiritual unit of power. This isn't just a nice metaphor. It's described as a specific energetic frequency that makes the soul completely untouchable, impervious to any kind of suffering. It's a true arc for your consciousness.
So just try to picture the scene it's describing. The entire multiverse is being dissolved by this fire of time. Physical matter, subtle energies, all of it is just being unmade.
And yet, inside this 200 kala aura, the protected soul is said to remain a silent, completely untouched observer. While reality dissolves into this fire of time, the soul feels no pain, no chaos.
Instead, it experiences the whole thing from a state of profound, absolute tranquility, what the text calls Param Shanti, or supreme peace.
But hold on, because here's the final twist. According to this account, this whole destructive timeline, as detailed as it is, it's not necessarily set in stone. There is apparently another way.
So, humanity is presented with two potential futures. The first is the path of destruction we just talked about. But the second is a path of peace. This is one where a critical mass of awakened souls could collectively project that same paramashanti outwards. This state of supreme peace, in this vision, could actually act as a neutralizing force, pacifying the very elements that the negative forces are trying to agitate and basically rendering their whole destructive plan useless. And that leaves us with this final, really provocative question. It frames our future not as something that's guaranteed, but as a choice. A choice between an almost inevitable cataclysm and a collective spiritual awakening so powerful it could literally reshape reality itself.